scene. Class first class. The mastermind of this operation is Jason Levine. Class first class. With the help of his scruffy buddy, 85 to the RGT. Class first class.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host. Hey, Jay, joining me as usual, we got RGT85.
Yo.
Yes, your audio works. And joining us, special guest, it's been a long time, but we got OJ, the Hokage himself, showing up with all his ninjas, I see.
I am here to lend some jutsu to your village.
Appreciate that. Did you know, when I first got into Naruto, I used to go around saying Hokage the wrong way, and I would tell people, like, I would say the Hokage. I can't even say it wrong anymore. Hokage or something.
Oh, Hokage?
So,
okay.
I think it was Hokage. I tried to say like
Hokage?
French, and people just made fun of me. And then
sounds legit.
Yeah, so I spruced up on my Japanese since then.
Got to.
If it is your first time joining us, it is a 1 hour podcast that's usually Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, but today we're doing things a little bit differently because we weren't here last night. But first, we're going to get started with what have you been playing? That's where Sean, myself, and OJ, we talk about what we've been playing over the past week. And then we got some interesting headlines for tonight. We're going to be talking about some of the good Gamescom goodies, including OJ's favorite Sega reveal.
Yeah,
game.
I'm pretty sure it was Sean's favorite too.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I didn't know that there was a prediction here. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was a pretty cool AAA Essential Knights game coming. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was something like that, right, Sean?
It was a big AAA game. Big.
So we're going to be talking about all the goodies from Gamescom because there was E3 level goodness in there. Dragon Quest XI demo. I don't know if you guys have played it at all, but we're going to be talking about that.
I played it. Yeah.
Of course you have. I started playing it. I was like, of course OJ played this. It's an OJ game.
It is.
And then we're going to be talking about the Astral Chain reviews, which have come out today, as well as anything else that interests us in our casual chat. So, as Sean would say, sit back, relax, and what have you been playing, Sean?
Well, I've been playing the Dragon Quest demo. I haven't finished it yet because I kind of have a theory about playing that demo. I've been playing. I mean, yeah, like I don't want to put. I know the demo is like 10 hours or something, but I don't want to play it now and then have to wait a month, like to remember like what's going on in the story and shit. So I'll play it for a little while. I'll do a lot of grinding and then I'll get to a story part and then I'll quit and then I'll play like the next day and do it again just so like I still stay refreshed in the story because I've already picked that up.
So you're stretching this
when
one
it
out.
comes out. Yeah, I mean, Friday the 13th, of course, still playing that a bunch. I'm over 70 hours now in that game.
You've been saying this for the past month. What have you been playing last week? Friday the 13th.
I see it pop up when I'm playing. I see RGT pop up with Friday the 13th.
It's a good game, man. And I actually been playing a game that I never finished it on the PS4 and I repurchased it on the Switch and I finished it today and I was happy with myself. That is Double Dragon 4.
Fourth one. What was that out on originally?
It came out on the PS4 and Xbox One, but the PS4 version had like horrible screen tearing, and so I never finished it. And then I just was bored the other night, and I decided I wanted to play it and beat it, and I didn't feel like getting up and getting out of bed. So it was like $6, and I bought it on the Switch, and I just finished it today. I mean, it's not a good game. It's very pedestrian, very average. Like, they obviously didn't try very much with it, but I mean, it's still Double Dragon. It plays just like Double Dragon 2, so I mean, they're still fun to be had, but like the levels are kind of boring and the story is boring, and it's a very boring game.
You're really selling us on this game.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait to go pick it up.
It's not good.
It's for when you're really, really bored.
Yeah, I mean it's Double Dragon, so it's like, it's that classic Double Dragon. So there's still some fun to be had, but yeah, kind of half-ass game.
Kind of not really.
Yeah.
There's still some fun to be had. Not really.
There's still some fun to be had in the gameplay.
Let me ask you
Because
this:
you like the gameplay
if this
of Double
game was
Dragon
called
2.
anything else, would you play it?
No, but it wouldn't work if it was called anything else because it uses like assets and sprites from Double Dragon 2.
What if it was
And
called
moves.
What if it was called like double? I don't know, double Gyarados. I don't know, and it wasn't related to Pokemon. Would you still play it? What if it just had like it rips? Because there's rip-off games all the time.
That's true. I probably wouldn't. No.
I would play it if it was called Double Gyarados myself.
Yeah, well, if it was called double Gyarados, I'd probably play it. Maybe then not finish it because I never finished.
If it'd be like a Gyarados game, but he has a bicep and arm like Trogdor, you can punch people.
Do any of you guys wonder how or is it Gyarados? How does he actually like when he's on land? Does he swim? Does he float?
I think his anger keeps him above ground.
Really?
That's my theory. He's so angry, he just hovers.
Because you see him swimming, then sometimes you see him hovering. Water Pokemon in Pokemon the game is just it's just.
But what about Wailmer? I mean, you got a floating whale or Kyogre.
Yeah, that's true. Like they don't even make sense. A lot of the Pokemon, they're not supposed to do. It's not real.
No, I just got a Rhydon in Pokemon Go, and I used him for the first time today. And out of nowhere, he uses a Surf attack. I was like, what?
Yeah. Some of the in today's day, some of the Pokemon that you would never expect to have certain moves have those moves.
Yeah, Pokemon has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you trying to get into that brawler? Trying to scratch the brawler itch, Sean, or getting ready? Because we have quite a few brawlers coming out in the next few months.
I just wanted. Oh yeah, River City Girls looks good. No, I literally just wanted to play and beat that game because I hadn't beaten it.
Okay. And then there's Battletoads too coming out soon. Isn't
God, fuck that game.
That looks terrible.
That gameplay was. I was willing to give it a chance, but when I saw the gameplay, I was like, wow.
You know what that game reminds me of, man? The sound effects. It reminds me of like a really crappy Nickelodeon spin-off show. A really like the sound effects, like with the little nasty like slime effects and stuff. It just something. I don't know how to describe it other than maybe ghetto or grody. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of these words, but like ghetto, I know you guys. But grody, that's
grody, I've never heard
back in the day. You never heard it, Sean? Grody? Yeah. Like kind of. It's kind of like ghetto or grody. That's the only thing I can explain it as. It doesn't seem, even for a lower budget game, it seems like there's other lower budget games that do like a way better job than this, like a lower budget beat 'em up. You know, I don't know. There's just something about that game. It makes me want to punch somebody. Like
the gameplay,
but not in the game.
Looks so slow.
Yeah,
it looks like it's in slow motion.
It does. They're like walking, which is, I guess a throwback to the original, maybe, but they kind of ran too, from what I understand.
It was much like you play the one on the NES. It's much snappier than that nonsense.
This one, it doesn't feel cool either. When I was a kid, Battletoads was cool, man. It was. Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, you punch people and like your fist gets big and you knock them out and like you throw them towards the screen. But this one just seems weird.
It's
man.
off on every level.
Yeah, it doesn't capture the essence of the old games, which is what you want, you know.
Yeah. So what have you been playing, OJ, for the past week?
Yeah. I finally beat Fire Emblem Three Houses, man. 83 hours.
You mean you beat the 1/3 of it?
I beat one. Yeah, I did a hard class. It's because it's a hard classic run, right? So the last boss, or the last chapter, or the last scenario took me 6 to 7 hours.
Just the final scenario?
Just the final one, because I kept on losing.
So you had to reset your Switch or what?
Yeah, so I had to restart, or somebody would die. I would get picked off and somebody would die. So if they die for good, you know? So I was like, I gotta restart. So it just took me a long time. I don't think the boss is that hard, or at least I don't think it's difficult. You gotta strategize, but it's just not
Doesn't restarting defeat the whole purpose of the difficulty of permadeath?
No, because the difficulty is this. The difficulty is you have to start over. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to start over. That's what makes some things hard. Like for example, like if the game gives you more lives, and like let's say you have to like whenever you start over in a game, you have to go all the way back to the beginning compared to save points, right?
Yeah.
So the game that makes you go all the way back to the beginning is naturally going to be harder, and that's kind of what. For me, that's what the difficulty is, because like if somebody dies, you got to restart the whole thing. Sometimes these chapters take up to 2 hours if you're being careful. you know, because like you got to inch towards things, and then there's reinforcements that just keep coming. That's another thing on hard. Like reinforcements just keep coming and keep coming, so you got to keep moving. But then again, you can't get caught. Oh my gosh, it's just that last part was just stupid. But anyway,
I wish you were on the show when we had Anthony with us, who's a hardcore illustrator who also does who loves Fire Emblem all around, and he was talking about how Fire Emblem Three Houses. Do you remember, Sean, how many times he intends to beat it?
Yes, like way too many.
He wants to romance every single character, which means he has to go through, I don't know how many playthroughs that is, 20 plus?
Well, depends. I mean, if it'd be male and female Byleth, because there's gay relationships, but not with everybody. There's like one guy that you, or two guys that you could be with, and then the rest of them are women if you're male Byleth, and then that's just one house.
So yeah, he wants to do all three houses, all relationships. He was saying he's going over 1,000, like 2,000 hours is what he's charting.
Well, with New Game Plus, I mean, it'll make it easier for him,
right?
Because there is New Game Plus to where you can unlock things, and you keep your professor levels so you can get more points and stuff like that to put into stats, so you can, have all your items and get people. So I mean, like, I can understand why he'd want, but I don't understand why he wants to do that so much, because the reward for it is not worth all of that.
Oh, of course not. He's a hardcore fan. That's the only reason.
It's not worth it.
All right, so you got you got through Fire Emblem. What were your thoughts on it, the whole thing? Now that
it's freaking amazing, man. It's one of the best probably the best strategy RPG that I've ever played. And I've been a big fan of the Fire Emblem series, dating all the way back, to Shadow Dragon or to the original one. I like Echoes, so that's Gaiden, the original. That one was great, and this one with the combat arts, with the new graphics in terms of how it plays, with just everything that they put into it, like just being able to strategize with battalions as well. Everything that they just put in is just absolutely phenomenal. I love that aspect of it in terms of like the new bosses, how you have to kind of like break their armor, and then you can kind of reforge and fortify your weapons with like the stuff that you get from breaking like the divine beast or the demonic beast armor. Stuff like that is really cool. I like the flow of the gameplay with like the whole school setting type of thing. Love that. Some people thought it was going to be lame. It was actually one of the best parts about the game, being able to increase your skills. I love the variety that you get within the different classes, how you can train your warriors to be anything they want to be. It's not just restricted to this class or that class. You don't have to go all the way back to level 1 once you use a master seal, or you use a seal to get to a different level, which it used to do. It used to reset you back to level 1, and then you keep some of the stat buffs. So now that you just keep on going, and you can change classes at any time. Any class you've unlocked, you can get that. So that was phenomenal. Everything about the game is really good.
Which house did you end up going with?
I ended up going with Black Eagles, and now I'm gonna play. I'm playing through with Golden Deer. So
joining the Sean house there.
Yeah,
that's what I went with.
The Golden
Shadow. Yeah, Claude is great, man. He's probably out of all three of them, the best voice acted one for sure. I mean, in terms of personality wise, he's fantastic already. And I just started my playthrough last night, my Golden Deer playthrough. So
nice. So is that what you've been focusing on mostly for the past week?
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been trying to get it beat because I'm trying to do review. I've been looking at a ton of Astral Chain, though. The reviews just dropped.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but I've pretty much absorbed everything. I did a video on it earlier. 15 things that you need to know about Astral Chain before you buy it. So, I mean, that stuff was basically, I did a lot of that just based on my own memory of knowing everything that they like, watching every bit of footage. But a lot of it was based off some of it was based on some of the reviews and stuff, like the gameplay length and all that. So I'm excited for that this week. I'm going to be playing that like crazy. So that's going to be fun.
So is that just personally your style when a new game comes out, or is it you're trying to stay on top of the information, being a streamer on YouTube? Or like, if you didn't have the channel, would you try to absorb all the information for upcoming games? Because personally, I don't do that. So
probably not as much, but I won't lie, when I was younger, like like when I was in college and stuff, before I even started Player Essence or anything, I used to watch like E3, and I used to be all absorbed into it. Like IGN, I'd watch IGN religiously. I'd watch Screw Attack and the Hard News. I'd watch all that stuff all the time. So I mean, I don't know, maybe not, I'm not really sure, but that's just something that I've always done, is always like pay attention to stuff like that, like the gaming magazines back in the day. You guys, I know you guys read those like crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, I did. I never had a subscription, but I did pick some up whenever it was Mortal Kombat. For some reason, if a magazine cover had Mortal Kombat, I'd be like, yep.
I love, dude, whenever those gaming magazines came in once a month, it was like it was like Christmas.
But for example, the magazines didn't really spoil so much. You know, like with Smash Brawl, I remember I was updating that website every day, grabbing all the new information that they were releasing. Because back then they were announcing something new every day, if you remember, with the Smash Dojo website.
Dojo, yeah.
But then with games like Breath of the Wild, which I knew I wanted, I saw that trailer. I was like, all right, I want this. I avoided all the demos, everything else. So that's
Breath of the Wild, I didn't watch as much because I was like, hey, I already know this. Like, hey, I'm good. Fire Emblem Three Houses, I didn't watch everything. I just watched the official trailers. But like Nintendo's gameplay, at Treehouse, didn't watch it.
Okay. So you
didn't watch all of it. I watched just a little bit. Actually, I took the footage so I can use it in my videos. Right. But it's funny. But I never actually watched all the way through.
Just editing,
like blind edit. Yeah, I just throw it in there. I just click every now. Okay, it's still gameplay. It's good. Right. Whatever.
I get you with Astral Chain though. It's such a. I was watching a lot of it, not everything, just because the gameplay, I didn't see how they could pull it off smooth. That was my biggest concern, was can they pull off this gameplay? Because it looked a little weird that you're controlling kind of two characters at the same time. But I watched the Nintendo Enthusiast review, and it looks, you know, Brett was saying that it's very smooth and very easy to toggle between the two. So it looks really promising, and it's being reviewed just as good as Nier Automata. Is that how you pronounce it? Nier Automata?
Everybody always says I pronounce it wrong. So
welcome to the club. Do
you know how to pronounce it, Sean?
Not really.
Yeah, nobody has confidence here. Great. No. It's not just me this time. Although I usually say it with confidence.
I pronounce everything wrong. Though,
yeah, okay. So. Welcome to the club. Well, myself, I finished another Castlevania. So I don't know if you know, I've been on a little Castlevania
I've been watching
journey.
Yeah.
You've been watching it? So I just finished Rondo of Blood last week. Oh my God. Are you big into Castlevania?
I love Castlevania.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I didn't know anything about this franchise before this year. And so I've been going through the whole franchise from the first game, and I'm going to work my way all the way through Lords of Shadows. Or Lord of Shadows? Is it Lords or Lord? Anyways.
Lords.
So Rondo of Blood is done. Started Symphony of the Night last Wednesday. Holy shit. Holy shit. I could not put the controller down. It was going like late in the night. Streamers were dropping off. Like viewers were dropping off. I'm just like, I don't want to go to bed. I just want to keep playing this game. It's so fun.
It's great. Rondo of Blood's great. Symphony of the Night is considered widely to be the best in the series. Lords of Shadow, I will warn you, some people really hate that game, but me and Rax will vouch for Lords of Shadow 1. Now, Lords of Shadow 2, well, you're on your own there. But Lords of Shadow 1 is great. I love it's a God of War ripoff, though. Let's just with some light Castlevania themes thrown in there. But it is definitely, they said, make God of War, but Castlevania. That's what they said.
Take this and reskin it.
Yeah, so if you're expecting like a 3D, like if you're expecting like a Lament of Innocence or anything, I don't know if you didn't play those games.
Nope, just that Symphony of the Night so far. So I'm at 1997. Okay. Anything before that?
It's not even that. It's not even like a Lament of Innocence or Curse of Dark. It's not even like that. This is God of War. And then like with some really kind of Shadow of the Colossus, maybe.
Okay, well that's a good game. I enjoyed Shadow of the Colossus.
It's nowhere with the parts though. But hey, I'll let you enjoy it.
The thing is, I don't take general recommendations anymore, because when I started, Sean was like, "You're gonna love Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse." Hated it. I disliked it so much. It's one of the worst on the NES.
Now you love it. Just because you don't have taste.
I don't love it. Dracula's Curse is still my least favorite one on the NES, and everyone was hating on Castlevania 2: Simon's Quest. I was like, wow, this is actually one of the better games.
Because you played Simon's Quest with an FAQ.
It's 2019. I'm playing the modern way.
If you didn't play it with an FAQ, you'd be like, what do I do here? What does this mean? Because it's too cryptic.
And I'm also playing Dracula's Curse with save states, and I can't imagine how anybody could enjoy that without save states.
People did back then, man. That's the funny thing, is that we did it back then. I was trash at those old NES. I never beat any of them when I was younger. My brother would play them. He'd get his butt kicked too. Everybody got bopped back then.
Oh yeah,
on Castlevania games.
Well, I had Ninja Gaiden as a kid. That's what I played on the NES. Was Ninja Gaiden.
I got destroyed by Ninja Gaiden too.
I never beat it. To this day, I still haven't beaten it.
I beat it with save states, but I can't beat it without save states.
I haven't played it with save states.
It's Ninja Gaiden is ridiculously difficult.
So I gotta show you guys this. So I don't often buy physical goods for games. I'm kind of a digital guy now. But last week I got my
Can we kick this man off his own podcast?
No. This is my show. So last week I finally got a new package, the Hollow Knight Collector's Edition. You guys fans of Hollow Knight?
That's sexy.
Yeah. So Sean remembers this. I got the little pins last month. It's all 4. The others are on that scarf back there. This pin now looks like complete trash next to this upgraded, however you call it, that came with the collector's edition. It's what do you call this? It's a thing that you put on a brooch, something like that. Brooch. Yeah, so it's one of those. I don't know how to put it on.
You can wear one of those in Castlevania. There's like a item that's like a brooch or whatever.
Right. I've always read it and I never knew how to pronounce it. So anyways, this is a pretty cool thing. I got the whole thing that really that's the coolest part in here. But I also bought separately this really, really sexy Hollow Knight's Wanderer's Journal, which is a separate item. Have you played Hollow Knight, OJ?
I have played Hollow Knight. I played it back. I got the game. I bought it. And then it was funny because I bought it, then a developer gave me a review code afterwards, but I bought it already. And then I streamed it for like 2 or 3 hours that night. And then I never went back to it. I don't know why, but it's really good. I never went back to it, but it's really good. I streamed it. It was great.
It is. The first time I played it, I hated it. I got on Steam. I didn't like it. I was like, why is this so popular? And then when it came out on Switch with all the DLC, I was like, this thing's so cheap. Let's try it again. And I fell in love with it when I played on Switch. You know, to this day, Sean has yet to play it.
And I'm not going to play it.
Why not?
Because he won't shut the fuck up about it, so I can't play it.
So here's the thing with Sean: if you tell him something's good, he's gonna go shove his head in the sand because he's gonna be a whiny little bitch. When we started this podcast, he was like, Final Fantasy VII is overrated. Final Fantasy VII sucks. And for 100 episodes, we heard about this guy hating on Final Fantasy VII. Comes out on the Switch, and all of a sudden, this guy's all like, "Oh, this is a good game."
I revisited it. It was 13-year-old Sean who was talking about that. It's like guacamole.
Guacamole.
I hated.
Oh, guac. That's another thing. Yeah, you just tweeted about that. This guy will not try any food. Like he hasn't tried sushi. He refuses to try poutine.
Fuck sushi, dude.
Don't eat sushi. Fish. Sushi's like normal, like raw sushi, or like what type of sushi are we talking about?
Yeah, like the sushi.
With Sean, I wouldn't expect him to have the sashimi. I would expect him to at least have like a California roll.
I wouldn't eat that either. I got sick one time eating that.
Well, you're on the West Coast and you don't like sushi?
Yeah, I like the sushi places like the hibachis. We got a dope hibachi grill where they chicken and all that stuff, but not like the actual raw stuff. Hell no.
No. Have you ever had a poutine?
Poutine, that's the fries with a bunch of like cheese and
gravy,
all that stuff. Yeah, I've had the ghetto type, the people that try to emulate it here in California. It's not the same though, I've heard.
But you can't. There's different tiers, but at the base, it's still pretty good. It's gravy, cheese, and fries, right? Can't go wrong.
I've had it, but I don't think it's not like the authentic Canadian poutine. Like that's why I want to go to one of you guys' Smash tournaments and actually get some real authentic Canadian poutine.
All right, you're going to come up to a Smash tournament in the next 12 months, and we're going to get you poutined up. But yeah, Sean won't even try poutine. He's like, gravy and cheese? Nah, I like my fries salty.
Sounds weird, man.
Yeah. Anyways.
I heard it's delicious. Well, the one that I had here wasn't horrible.
The thing is, you can do a lot of variations. Some people put spaghetti sauce on it, and then it becomes an Italian poutine. Some people put like Mexican items on it, and then it's like a taco poutine. You can do anything with it.
Taco poutine. That's what I need to do. I need to find my variation. I thought it was okay. I thought it was cool. Like, but I need to try the authentic stuff.
Yeah. How do we get into the food? Oh, right, because Hollow Knight. Sean refuses to play good games. That's why.
Nope.
And yet he recommends Knights, which...
Yeah, because Knights is great.
I don't know. What about AAA Knights game coming?
So what's the story, OJ? I haven't heard this story. Please enlighten me.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I was watching a video of Sean's and he told me that there's going to be a AAA Knights game from Sega. I'm waiting for the announcement, and I'm wondering if Sean heard about it or not. Can you let us know about this? Because you weren't on this podcast, and you won't respond to me when I try to talk to you on Twitter. You don't want to respond to me.
It. Look, it made sense. Sega says we're going to have a AAA game.
Never.
They did a patent for a new new Knights game, and it's not a pachinko machine. It's not a mobile game. It's supposed to actually be a console game. And so you put 2 and 2 together. Knights was at one point a AAA title. The original Knights was a AAA title. It was talked about. It was viewed as the Super Mario 64 or the Crash Bandicoot of the Sega Saturn. It was well received. It came with a controller. It came with a big box. I'm sure the second game in the series wasn't as greatly received, but it made sense. And then they did the little teases on Twitter, and it was like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's a trauma center because it has a little heart thing. And then it was humankind, aka civilization.
The little heart thing was the pulse of everyone watching.
So are you telling me there's no AAA Knights game? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's no true. You get humankind, which is it's like civilization, and you build stuff. SimCity, yay!
No joke, guys. When I did Hey J News on Saturday, I put up a picture of humankind, and I looked up a picture of civilization, and I had to look at it so much to find the differences between the two screenshots because they look like the exact same game.
Like, I get it. There's a market for those games, and there's probably people that like them, but I am not one of them. I do not have patience to breed a civilization. If anything, I would just like download someone else's civilization and then kill everyone in the town because I'm a vengeful god. But yeah, that sucked.
That's how I used to play my RTSs. I used to load pre-built cities in SimCity, and then I would just bring terror upon the city and destroy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. My brother called me a psychopath.
I mean, it's not normal, but
like when I would play StarCraft, I just put invincibility mode on, and I would track down every last enemy and slowly kill them. So like some kids, they play with bugs and they tear all the pieces off the bug. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that basically with StarCraft enemies.
Tearing off pieces off bugs?
Yeah, you never had that weird kid that pulled all like the legs, the wings.
I thought you guys were doing that when you were I was about to say, I'm going to reevaluate my friendships.
No, we just did it in the digital world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You never did anything weird, OJ, as a kid?
One time I jumped off of a huge like brick wall because I thought that there's no way that I can hurt my leg. And I jumped off of it and I fractured my ankle.
Holy shit.
It was like 7 or 8 foot tall. I climbed up it, jumped as high as I could, landed and fractured my ankle.
What went off in your head when the pain hit? Because you jumped off thinking you were invulnerable to this pain.
Yeah, I thought nobody ever told me that there'd be a problem if I jumped from that high up. What went through my head is that I'm an idiot. That's the first thing. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, so your brain clicked pretty quick. Wasn't it you, Sean, that said you touched a stove to find out if it was hot or something? Was that your story? Or am I mistaken?
Dude, I've done so much stupid shit in my life. Like that's nothing. Touching a stove. When I was 3, I took a razor and I ripped my top lip off. I've jumped off the roofs of houses onto the ground. I've done backyard wrestling. I've gotten concussions from skateboarding. I've jumped out of moving cars several times.
Yeah, the reason
that's just the PG stuff that I can talk about on the show.
Talk about the other stuff.
I want to hear the other stuff.
No, man. I don't know if the statute of limitations is still active on those things.
The reason I brought the stove is because it's similar thinking. I just want to make sure it was you, because it's similar thinking to OJ of like, hey, will this hurt? Yes, it will. Yeah, I don't recall doing anything like that. Crazy. I did other stupid stuff. Anyways, we're off track. Where were we? Gamescom. Sega. What'd you guys think of Gamescom? Specifically Death Stranding. Because that was kind of the big story.
That was ridiculous.
You watched
Peeing.
It looks, to be honest, it doesn't look fun. It looks pretty bad. Kojima, we might have some awesome gameplay mechanics kind of tucked in there. We talked about this on the Spawncast on Saturday. There might be some crazy Kojima stuff, gameplay kind of tucked in, but they said, we're going to show you gameplay. That gameplay was absolutely trash. I'm probably going to make a video on it tomorrow morning, why it was so bad, but that is not gameplay. I'm sorry. Pissing on fields to create mushrooms, using a fake or a weird ladder to go up something, talking to Jeff Keighley for a bit, and then purposefully falling down a cliff so you can show off a mechanic with rocking a baby. That's ridiculous. Like if this is anybody else, this game would be written off the face of the earth. But it's Kojima, and there's good graphics, so therefore people are continuing to pay attention. But this is stupid. Pissing on something. There's nothing that you can sit here and tell me that pissing on something is a good gameplay mechanic. That like pissing and then he said, you know what they said? If you get more people to piss there,
you get a bigger mushroom.
Yeah, it's like there's no defending that gameplay mechanic. Pissing on a bunch of things to make mushrooms is all of a sudden something good. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that anybody can say. Sit here and say this.
But now we know how the Mushroom Kingdom is made.
I mean, it's an R. Kelly approved game for one thing. You know, part of me completely agrees with you. Like when they did the 9-minute trailer or 10-minute trailer a couple months ago, much better. Like I watched that and I was like, yes, I'm on board. And then somehow their Gamescom stuff just turned me off to the game again. The only thing is like what Felix just said in the chat is that Kojima is trolling, because they did do this with Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2, up until the game came out, everyone was like, all right, we're going to play a Solid Snake. And then you play a Solid Snake for 45 minutes to an hour or whatever it was. And then you have this new character for the entire game. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, Kojima is known to do some trollish things. So that's the only sort of silver lining I'm hoping for with this game. But yeah, it's definitely weird. And that's a great question, Crimson. Can you climb the ladder and pee on Jeff Keighley? If you can, that's a 10 out of 10 game. And I will spend the entire game doing that.
Didn't they say you can't pee in the vicinity of where you interact with them? Because I'm pretty sure everybody thought of that right away. I just want to pee on Jeff.
Yeah, they're not going to let you pee inside buildings, stuff like that. But no, I mean, I that's why I said there could be some unknown mechanics that they throw into this game to make it awesome or something like that. I mean, that's something that, yeah, like the first trailer that they showed off, it's just that the problem is I'm not sure if I want to have to deal with all that like stuff, because the gameplay that they've shown so far, I mean, it looks cool, but is it actually going to play good without all the cool stuff that Metal Gear is known for? Because you got some type of big old huge weird backpack. You know, it seems like the goal of this game is to not have back surgery. That's what this seems like the goal is. Right. By the time that you're done with this game, that backpack looks insane. It looks way too heavy. I'm not so sure about this, but we'll have to wait, man.
I think what happened, it sounds like this whole Gamescom Jeff Keighley event kind of sprung up on them. So I bet you Kojima's idea was to reveal most of the game back in June when he did, because that sold me on the game, what they showed back in June. And then, you know, Jeff probably asked him just like, hey, I need you to drop some exclusives. And I was like, bam, here you go, Jeff and a ping. Another thing is, we're all laughing at the peeing mechanic, but a little voice inside my head goes, why haven't we seen this in games before? As silly as it is, it probably would have been fun to pee in other games. Come on, you saying if you couldn't pee in Breath of the Wild, it wouldn't be fun?
I mean,
no.
you technically,
technically
can get peed on in Metal Gear Solid 2, because there's that one soldier, when you're on the outer shell playing as Raiden, there's that one soldier who's taking a leak and you have to like walk under him and he pees on you.
I don't remember that part.
It's from a distance though.
Oh, okay. Like in The Sims, you have to pee. You have to empty your
pee. I don't even like peeing myself. Like
you don't enjoy peeing.
Duke Nukem had peeing. You peed in the toilets in Duke Nukem.
Did you?
Yeah, that's true. But like, I don't like using it. It's not like I.
I think you muted yourself, OJ.
Did I?
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Am I muted?
Nope.
I didn't do anything.
I don't know. I stopped hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah, it cut out for a second.
That was weird.
Did it cut out? I'm on the app. I'm not on the.
I think Discord just sucks, and that's what I'm gonna.
I mean, if you buy your own server, then it's much better.
Okay, let's all pitch in and buy the YouTube server.
Let's do it.
YouTuber server.
So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys can hear me. Pissing is not fun. I don't think it is. Okay. And I don't think it's a good gameplay mechanic.
I respect that opinion, OJ.
Yeah, I think that they should show more, more briefcase hitting. Remember the briefcase? Where you hit somebody. Yeah, they should show more briefcase hitting.
In that game, in Death Stranding?
Yeah.
To be fair, P aside, I am interested in the premise of the story. I like the whole idea that you're going through the country trying to reunite civilization. That sounds pretty cool.
But it's not going to be told in a normal manner. It's going to be told in a Kojima manner, which will probably make no sense whatsoever.
I'm not saying it's going to be great. I'm just saying it's going to be. I like the premise. That's all I'm saying. Someone else could probably pull it off better than Kojima, but we'll see. We'll find out. It's 2 months away. So what else did you guys like from
don't know what the fuck you're doing in it. I liked the one Sega thing was cool. The
what one?
The 2D mode for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I think that game's gonna be fucking amazing.
Just because
it's actually looking pretty good. I'm not a mini game guy either. That game's looking pretty good.
The events themselves look fun. There's skateboarding. There's weird 2D characters as well in the game now. I think it's going to be really fun. As long as the online is good and stuff, it could be really fun.
Yeah, I'm not big into Olympic type mini games, so it's not something else.
Man, I've been playing Olympic games since the Genesis with the Olympic Games '96 from Atlanta. And then the Nagano 98 Winter Olympics on the N64. I don't know why the fuck I loved Olympic games. I used to rent them or buy them all the time.
Do you actually watch the Olympics?
No, I hate it.
I used to play Olympic games all the time because I was almost positive that I would be in the Olympics at one point. So I saw it as research for me to get better. I was almost right. I was in the Junior Olympics when I was a kid, when I was younger. Never made it to the actual Olympics, but I made it to the Junior Olympics. But I was really in love with like track and field. I really liked. There was like Olympics game on the Super Nintendo that I played a lot. I was always a fan of the Olympics games until I stopped playing them. Until I just stopped.
What were you doing in the Junior Olympics?
Long jump. I was a long jumper. Yeah, I was a long jumper. I did high jump too, but I wasn't jump. Even though I can jump high, just the form, like you have to like contort your back.
Yeah, it's like I jump feet first, right?
Yeah. Well, you go like head. Well, you can go feet, like you can do a scissor kick, but most of the time you jump and then like you have to like convert your back to where it's like you go head first and then it's just weird. Long jump is a lot easier for me. You just run and then you just make sure your foot doesn't go past the line and then you just Spider-Man your way across it. It was great. I love long jump.
Well, it's not too late. If esports comes to the Olympics, you might be able to make it to the Olympics.
I can't lie. I'll probably jump like 13 feet. It'd be whack right now if I tried it.
No, if you do esports at the Olympics.
Esports at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I suck at most games, dude. I can't even beat Fire Emblem like the last chapter in less than 6 hours.
We got Puzzsolver saying, "Is it what Mario Party Online should have been? Mario and Sonic at the Olympics?"
Yes.
Sure. I haven't played the game yet, but sure.
It looks a lot better.
J2 Blue also says Conker's Bad Fur Day had peeing in it, I think.
I don't like Conker's Bad Fur Day. Surprise.
The controls weren't very good for it. I played it on the Retro Replay version.
It's a very 90s game.
Very.
I think if you didn't play it then, like you're like, what the fuck is this?
I played it back then and I didn't like it. I was like, this game is just shock value. I mean, I thought it was funny, but I don't think the game's very good.
That makes me think of that movie that came out recently, which was a puppet movie with like a lot of adult humor that was just going for shock value. I only saw the trailers. It looked absolutely horrible. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it though.
Like there's a scene of a puppet just like jizzing like crazy. I'm just like, this is stupid. Anything else from Gamescom?
I feel like there was more, but
what'd you guys think of Jeff's show overall? I know you never liked Jeff's show.
I actually slept through most of it, and I woke up towards the end when Kojima was on stage. I took a nap.
Okay. It was kind of disappointing because he made a big deal about it being gameplay-only trailers.
The snake oil salesman letting people down? No, never that.
Well, come on. He did produce, like I've talked about before, he did produce the Game Awards, which always has great announcements. So
I mean, is that sarcasm in your voice?
You're not wrong.
No, there is no sarcasm. No, he produced the Game Awards. I don't know if you've known this because you're probably streaming yourselves, but I'm a big fan of the Game Awards, whether it sucks or it doesn't. I'm a fan of the Game Awards because it always gets us some hype moments. In the past two years, they've been pretty damn good. You got to admit the Game Awards have been pretty good for the past 2 years, right? The past 2 years have been good. So I'm always looking forward to what Keighley has to say because if he ain't doing it, nobody's gonna do it. That's the thing. It's like if Keighley goes away, nobody's gonna take his place and try to do these things. It's just gonna be like, oh well, that's it.
Of course, nobody would be that courageous to take on his role.
Yeah, nobody would do it. So it's not like we're losing. Like if he goes away, it's not like we're like, oh my gosh, somebody else can do it better. Nobody wants to do this type of stuff. Nobody wants to. If they asked me to produce a show, it would suck. It would be trash. It would be nowhere near as good as what Keighley can do. So I'm not trying to hate on the man.
This podcast actually started because of the Game Awards. Class vs. Crass was born out of the Game Awards 3 or 4 years ago, and Sean was hating on it on Twitter, and I was drunk and I was praising it on Twitter. And we were just arguing with each other on Twitter, and some people were like, can you guys just go on Google Hangout and fight this out? So we did, and so Class vs. Crass was born.
I remember that year that you guys were going back and forth because everybody, like you had all of Canada rise up against Sean that year. Was it 2016, right?
It's fine. It's not the first time Canada's been against me, and it probably won't be the last time.
Canada was gunning for Sean that year.
We did some good stuff in basketball this year, too.
What'd you say?
We did some good stuff in basketball, too, this year. Canada.
Yeah, you borrowed some. You borrowed some of our players. Yeah. You know, you borrowed California. Actually, I've met Kawhi. You kind of borrowed one of our guys.
Well, to be fair, American NHL teams borrow a lot of Canadian talent.
But we're not talking about NHL. We're talking about basketball, okay? And you guys borrowed our boy here from California.
Who you got? Steve Nash? Is that you still?
Like, I won't pretend to even know or care about sports. I don't follow sport. I just know. The first Canadian or the Canadian team won for the first time in history.
No, we got to give them props though. They did. Toronto Raptors did win. So
I mean, it wasn't the Warriors. So I was happy.
It was pretty cool to hear the city come alive. Like we've never seen that outside of hockey here, and just the whole city. Everybody would be like banging pots and stuff outside their balconies. It was just loud for hours.
Man.
Yeah, it was all good, positive energy. Awesome. Nobody got hurt, which is good.
Well, except for when you guys had that one thing, so 2 people got shot. But other than that, everything was fine.
Yeah, but that was some losers.
And it was only 2 people. Here in America, it's a lot worse. So
let's not talk about that. But anyways, back to the show. In terms of Jeff's stuff, it was lackluster for a Jeff show though. He ended on a Jeff note, but otherwise, you know, he was promising a lot of gameplay, and he kicks off with trailers that didn't have any gameplay in it. So that was my biggest gripe. I was expecting more from Jeff.
That's what he does.
Sets the bar too high. He does a Sega. Yeah. We should start dubbing NETs.
I think he did the best he could given the you gotta hype it though, right? Like you can't not hype it. What do you do in that situation?
I mean, you're not wrong, but
well, you don't make such a big deal about the gameplay. I see where you're coming from. That he's not going to be like, come watch my mediocre show with 5-second trailers of games you might not care about. He does definitely try to raise some hype, but don't mislead people. Don't go out of your way.
It's Sega's fault. No, this is Sega's fault.
Put it on Sega now.
Yeah, Keeley never said anything. And I don't think he ever did he retweet them or anything when they said that?
I recall seeing Jeff tweets saying only gameplay, all game, and even on stage he kept being like gameplay.
Yeah, but that's fine, but it's just like I think Sega's the big problem here. I think Sega says we're gonna see a new AAA Sega game. Sega has some of the most storied, best IPs of all time. You're expecting something crazy, and then Keeley's hyping it, so it's kind of feeding off of that, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna blame Sega for this, because if Sega had a good announcement, then this whole show would have been this could have turned around everything for the show, right?
That's fair, because you guys were expecting Sega. I was expecting Capcom with a big Resident Evil drop.
Yeah, what the hell happened with that?
They're not going to do that at Europe Gamescom, dude.
They teased. We all know that there's a new Resident Evil coming, and that people are going to be testing at the end of September. Why wouldn't you? Where else would you drop it if not at Gamescom?
The Capcom Direct.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Direct, didn't we have some big Nintendo news that just dropped? Yes, Overwatch might be coming out on Switch.
It probably is.
Probably is.
That's it's a pretty strong sign. I think. Considering, we've got World of Warcraft Vanilla launching, just launched now. I think we just lost Dreamcast guy for the week. Do you guys think we could see WoW on the Switch? Because we're seeing all these other MMOs come to the Switch.
It's not on is WoW on consoles though? Like it's on PS4 and Xbox?
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's not on those, but then again, like Civilization, that's not on PS4 and Xbox One, and that's on Switch. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I figure Nintendo now has, I would assume Nintendo has data on how well MMOs do. And I think if DC Universe and what's that other one that came out, Warframe?
Yeah.
If they've got data to support that, hey, look, MMOs do well on Switch, they could have went to Blizzard in their negotiations and said, hey, if you can bring this over.
Is Warframe an MMO really? It's not really an MMO though.
It's an action.
Yeah, it's got MMO elements.
I got some elements of MMO. That's true.
I just Overwatch doesn't do anything for me, so I don't really care. But yeah, that's cool for people who like it.
I'll cop it for the culture, but that's about it.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably get it to review it just because I'm sure people would be interested. But it's it's like Paladins. But I played Paladins first, and I never really played Overwatch. So.
I like Paladins. It's great. I played Overwatch first before Paladins, and I actually like Paladins more than I like Overwatch. And I gave Overwatch a legit shot on the PS4 and also on the Xbox One.
It's one of those hype beast games, basically, I feel. But
I can see why it's so popular. There's a whole Overwatch league, so I mean, there's people getting paid pretty good money to play.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the league catches on. I don't think so. The esports scene seems to gravitate more towards PC than consoles, so it might not pick up. But it'll be interesting to see. Before we talk, I just want to catch your thoughts on Astral Chain, but we are coming at the 15-minute at the end of the show, which means the lightning round is starting. So if you have any questions, topics you want to toss up to any of us, including OJ, do so now in the chat. I'll be monitoring that, and we're going to try to fire through as many as we can. But thoughts on Astral Chain and what you guys have seen so far?
Day one, I've stopped watching stuff on it because I want to experience it. The one thing that I'm questioning though is the length of the game because I've heard varying things.
15 things to know about Astral Chain.
Oh
Sean.
shit! Here we
I
go.
haven't watched the other 14 might
15 things to know. Let me tell you right now, you don't gotta watch my video. Okay, you can promote my video. Just retweet it.
See, I like what OJ does. Sean is always like, "Go watch my videos." OJ gives you the teaser. I like.
You don't gotta watch it. Just retweet it. When it's a content creator, you don't gotta watch my video. Just retweet it, and I'm happy.
Done.
15 things to know about Astral Chain. It's at least minimum with not doing every single side quest. It's at least 20 hours.
Wow.
At least.
Okay.
Not doing it now. If you want to do more stuff, GameSpot has it at about 40 hours. Not doing everything. Not 100% completion. 40 hours for them. So doing side quests, doing stuff. Nintendo said 22 hours. So that was where I got it. Nintendo said 22 hours. Not doing everything. It seems like he did less than what GameSpot did. So you're looking at, Nier, you can spend 50 hours plus in Nier. So you're probably looking at, if you want to get at everything, you're probably looking at, 40, 50 hours plus. So, or if you want to just go through, 20 hours. So it seems longer than Bayonetta 2, because Bayonetta, you can kind of go through, the game's kind of, Bayonetta's kind of linear, you know what I'm saying? So, and this game isn't, so.
Dropping your channel in the chat. If anybody wants to follow OJ, his
channel's in there. Give me a subscription.
For sure.
My channel sucks, but go ahead, give me a subscription.
Maybe your channel sucks. Get to see your face on all the time.
Oh, that's just never mind. My channel's great.
You stream daily too, right?
I do stream daily.
And you cover the news as it comes up.
You're streaming after this show, aren't you?
I am. I had some stuff come up, so I'll be streaming on my channel later.
What are you going to be streaming?
I don't know. I'm going to talk about stuff. I don't know.
Okay, so it's hang out with OJ.
Yeah, it's just hang out with me.
All right. I'm also streaming after. I'm covering an indie game. So every Monday at 9, I do an Indie Corner stream. And tonight we're playing Super Hot. And by
Super Hot.
We mean me, huh? What's that?
I said Super Hot. That's cool.
It's Super Hot.
Yeah.
James asked, do you think we will get a Nintendo Direct soon?
Yes. You missed a question, though.
I did. That was the first one I saw.
Okay, but yes, my answer is yes.
My answer is also yes.
So Crimson7085 was asking, saying that he's seen some drama over the Intellivision Amico, to which I asked what he was talking about, to which he said, Pat the NES Punk did a video that got the owner of Amico to comment. Don't know if there's any new news out. So that video, no disrespect to Pat, but he didn't really, he went into that trailer without really knowing like pricing of the console and stuff, and like he says things in the video in his trailer reaction that, oh, this is a $200 or $300 system, which it's not going to be. People aren't going to want to play these games, blah blah blah, based on pricing and stuff like that. And Tommy actually just replied on the video very cordially. Tommy Tallarico's a very nice guy. You could say, fuck you, and he would just be like, oh, okay, thank you for talking to me. He just basically just said what it actually was and just corrected him on a few points and said, hey, if you want to have me on the show to talk about the system, that'd be awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then evidently either YouTube messed with the comment or somebody deleted the comment. I don't know. And then Pat hasn't really said anything about it since then. So it just kind of looks like a sketchy situation. I actually liked the Amico trailer from Gamescom. They showed games, which you can't say that for the Atari VCS, considering the games are going to be like $8 max. Like, you're getting a new Echo, you're getting a new Asteroids, a lot of classic IPs. I think it'll be a fun little system. It's not going to set the world on fire or anything like that, but I think it could potentially have a little market. And so I'm going to be checking it out because, it's a cheap system. But yeah, that's what that whole thing was about. Just a bit of misinformation that got, carried out.
You follow the retro scene this much, OJ? As much as Sean?
I follow it as much as and Cast Guy and John follow it, Spawnwave. I only watch their videos on it. I'm not seeking more information like outside. So I just listen. My opinions are based on what they think, and they all have varying opinions on things, but generally come to somewhat of a consensus. So I agree with Sean.
Oh, okay.
Whatever he says, I agree with Sean.
Because I always look to you and your channel whenever I need any insight on, like, I've associated you to the anime guy, the anime game guy. I go to OJ or Smash or anime stuff. That's why when I was playing Dragon Quest Low, I'm like, all right, this is an OJ game. It's an old shitty game.
Yeah, I don't want to stretch myself too thin when it comes to, so I just rather watch what these guys say about it.
Yeah.
More so than actually worry about myself, because I don't really care about like old school stuff like that.
Same.
Like when Sean does his videos for the NES game. Can't wait because you already know they're gonna suck. You already know they're gonna suck.
Yep.
But I can't wait for the video. It's coming where he's angry.
You can tell I've started changing up the thumbnail on it. I used to just have the one where the crazy face, and I was like, if they're really bad, I need to have a different face. So now I have the angry face, and that's how you can tell. Know.
As soon as Nintendo puts up what games are I already see the thumbnail. I'm waiting for that video to come. So that's my opinion on that too. I don't like them either, even though I don't give a damn. I don't like them either.
Yeah. I played them when I was a kid. I don't need to play them again. There's so many better games to play.
Yeah, like, because, good thing you went with that logic with the Castlevania games, right?
Well, I'm going through the whole franchise. That's different. And to be fair, when I started Castlevania, I did what you recommended. I went to Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night first. Like, what the hell? This series sucks. And then I went back and I started from the beginning of the franchise. And once you go through the franchise, it makes you appreciate Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night to a whole other level that I can't put the controller down anymore. It's a very interesting experience.
Are you gonna play the DS ones too?
Yeah, DS, Game Boy Advance ones, and 64 ones too, which I heard some wonderful things about.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
The DS one is probably my second favorite. Is Dawn of Sorrow.
Dawn of Sorrow, yeah. I will put Dawn of Sorrow as my favorite Metroidvania. Slightly above Symphony.
Really?
It is. It's Dawn of Sorrow is very, very, very. The atmosphere, the main character, like it's very good. It's
all the souls to collect.
Yes.
See, I was anal. I needed 100% map completion. I needed all the souls. I did Julius mode. I did boss rush mode.
The true ending thing. Yes.
Okay, you guys are freaking exciting here. I love Metroidvania is like my top genre.
What makes that one, at least back then, you might not get the same experience now, but the DS touchscreen, there wasn't a lot of games that were using it, and that one wasn't great, but it felt great back then. It felt cool. Like when you're drawing the little patterns for the souls and stuff, it just felt cool. So
I still remember playing a Ninja Gaiden game on the DS. You had to hold it sideways, and it was all through the touchscreen.
I
beat it.
Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword.
I dislike that game.
Somehow I beat it. I don't know.
The Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, it was kind of a bit annoying when you have to do seals on the bosses.
It was.
But I would just use my finger. But like for menu navigation, it was definitely nice. And
it was great for that.
There's so many hidden things in that game too. Like you think you're done with it, and then more things pop up. Actually, I have a strategy guide for it, and the strategy guide was weird because like it was normal, and then you turn it around and flip it upside down, and that's where all the secrets were for like all the extra modes and extra stuff to unlock in the game and stuff. It's so good. It's such a good game.
All right, a few more questions. Upcoming Nintendo Direct. Do you think Nintendo will finally reveal SNES games? Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm gonna make a thumbnail of me being mad, going like this. No Super Nintendo games.
No, you got to be like this, and you got to go no and tear face or something.
Yeah, baby. It's not happening.
All right, Player Essence, what's your take on Cannon Busters?
The hell is that?
There you go. That's his take. I have no idea.
Cannon Busters.
I've never heard of it. I don't know if that's a typo. What else? I know I missed a few, so sorry guys. Chat's going.
There was a Game Boy Color game called Cannon Fodder, and it was actually one of the most impressive games on the system because it had a full FMV intro with voice acting.
We got Crimson asking OJ says,
"Fuck you."
You're into
That's
anime.
good knowledge.
OJ, what did you think of season 2 of One Punch?
I'm not a big on One Punch, but it was alright.
Yeah, I don't get it either. A guy that's that invincible. I watched 2 episodes.
It's all right.
I can't get into it.
I'm more into like JoJo and like My Hero and like Naruto, stuff like that. Anything that ends in O.
All the O's. You have to change your channel to J-O.
No, but yeah, I'm not really as much into Punch Man. But JoJo, I really like JoJo. I'm actually going back and watching some of the other episodes. Like Golden Wind's it's alright, but I'm going back and watching the original JoJo. It's so cheesy, but it's so great, man. I love the original JoJo.
We got Matt asking, they're getting Dragon Quest 11, but they want to know what else they should get digitally. Oh, what games should I use my Nintendo Online voucher on besides Dragon Quest 11? You got a lot of choices,
Astral
man.
Chain.
You got Astral Chain. You got Zelda next month. You got Luigi's Mansion 3.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses. If you haven't picked that up, that game is freaking amazing. Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching a video of Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, and I kind of want to play it again.
I remember having fun with it. I remember the controls were weird. I've never played a game like that.
Because you hold it like a book.
Yeah, and you
never played Hotel Dusk?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Hotel Dusk, you held it like a book too. That game was fucking great.
It was there was a Mario and Luigi game that you also had to pivot whenever Bowser would turn giant. Maybe it was Bowser's Inside Story. Yeah. You also had to hold it like a book, but it was only at times when you had to do the mecha battles. One of John saying he's planning a Dawn of Sorrow stream. That's very cool. Let us know in the HeyJ Discord when you get that going. I think I caught
Brain Age. Yep.
Oh yeah, Brain Age was also like a book.
I've played Super Mario Sunshine. I never beat it, but I've played it. I've played it a good bit.
That's a good,
like when it first came out. I don't hate. I actually talk about it in my ranking the Super Mario games video, but I don't hate Super Mario Sunshine. To me, I don't think it's as good. It's for what it is. It's a very good, almost great game. But I think when you look at the other 3D Mario games, it sort of sticks out like a sore thumb because of the flood mechanic. The flood mechanic makes it unique, but for me personally, it made it too unique. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer the Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Odyssey 3D games. And then Super Mario Sunshine, while the graphics were good, the music was good, the environments were good, the gameplay was just very, very different. So because of that, I'm not as big of a fan. I still think it's a very good game, but I think when you're talking about 3D Mario games, it's probably towards the bottom of the barrel.
What about 3D World in that?
I love 3D World. I thought it was great.
3D World's great. I also wanted to say I love Hunter anime, so I didn't want to make sure. I wanted to make sure that I put that there and did not leave off that show. Hunter. Show's awesome.
You know what I'm going through right now? It's Neon. Ah, shit. How do you pronounce the second word? It just came out on Netflix. Neon Evangelion.
Yeah, I think that's close enough.
Yeah. Stop watching that and watch Hunter.
Well,
I really want to play this game now. I'm pretty sure I own it still.
That was a good reminder, though, on the Mario Sunshine stuff. Do you guys think they're making a remake, that it's going to be DLC for Mario Odyssey 2, Mario Odyssey 2 is coming, or do you think it's all just hot air?
Personally, I hope that it is I hope that it is DLC for Odyssey, because that's the one game I want DLC for, and that's the one game they're not giving me DLC for. But if it's not that, it could be a Sunshine remake.
That's a good sign, though. The fact that they're not giving us DLC on Odyssey probably means we're going to get an Odyssey 2 with all the leftover ideas. Maybe. Like what they did with Galaxy 2.
See, here's my thing. I think Super Mario Sunshine would have been a better game in retrospect. If on the GameCube, Galaxy was what came out, and then when the Wii launched, you had Super Mario Sunshine, and then you had Galaxy 2 on there. I think it would have been better received, because you got to remember, coming off of the N64 to the GameCube, people were like, I want fucking Super Mario 64 too. Like, this game was so awesome. And then it was a completely different experience. And I think when you take into that account, when you take into that time frame, see, I was alive during that. I was playing video games during that. So that's kind of another reason why Sunshine, isn't one of my favorite games, because myself and everyone else, we wanted Super Mario 64 too. We didn't want this weird sort of different game.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Wind Waker. Nobody wanted Wind Waker when that came out, and it's arguably one of the best Zelda games.
You can't say that about Wind Waker. Destroyed that game.
Yeah, I remember when I saw the trailer, I was so disappointed. Birdman asks, do you think Nintendo will make another Paper Mario game because Color Splash didn't do so well on the Wii U? I think so. I actually enjoyed Color Splash. The card mechanic could have been refined, but overall it was a good game.
Like Paper Mario Paper Jam too? Wasn't there like
that was on the 3DS?
These Paper Mario games are trash, dude. I just want Mario 1,000 Year Door back. Give me a game that's
you're in
that
like camp.
that.
You're in that camp.
Yeah, well, I'm not in this camp of just like what is the new Paper Mario games? Like what makes them good?
I like coloring things in, so that satisfied that part.
Buy a coloring book.
Oh, you enjoyed it too, sir. Don't pretend.
I didn't hate it.
And you specifically said you enjoy coloring things in as well.
I did buy Crayola Scoot. I forgot to mention that in my games I've been playing.
Nobody cares that you're playing Crayola Scoot.
You color in shit. It's the whole game.
It's not the same.
I
want to do it while fighting evil, not while freaking playing with
It's
crayons.
like $3 on the eShop right now, and you go around on a scooter painting things. The controls, I can't stand the controls though.
Yeah, okay.
You jump by using the right stick instead of by pressing a button, so it's like a weird Tony Hawk, and it just doesn't feel as good.
All right. Well, we are at the 1 hour mark, which means I can't speak anymore. We're going to be wrapping it up. But first, let's talk about what is coming out on your channels this week, or where you want people to follow you, or anything that came out last week that you want to highlight, Sean. Actually, we'll do OJ first.
Okay, good.
Because he's our guest.
Let's do the guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, I'll be. You guys can anytime that you guys need me to come on. But yeah, this week on the channel, it's going to be more Astral Chain stuff. Of course, we're going to do some gaming news in the morning, every morning, 6 a.m. Do some Switch news.
Pacific time?
Or... sorry, 6 a.m. That's PT. So Eastern time, it's 9 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, look forward to that this week. But yeah, a lot of Astral Chain stuff, a lot of streaming of that game, and also more video content on Astral Chain. Also, this upcoming week, or we have a giveaway for what is it? We're giving away, what is it? Octopath Traveler, the Wayfarers Edition, whatever. We're giving that away. It's going to be next. Well, it's going to go for a month. So anybody who subscribes to the channel, more details. If you come out to the streams, you'll hear more details.
That channel. I'm going to link your channel once again. Whoops.
Yeah. There's some other stuff that can help you win it. But yeah, we just gave away a copy. Giving away a copy of Astral Chain. The winner's already picked for that this month. That's in collaboration with Destiny FOMO. She's awesome. So yeah, so we're doing that this month. So guys, head over to the channel. Watch Astral Chain stuff. Watch if you like Nintendo content. I'm there.
All right.
Player Essence. You can also follow me on Twitter at Player Essence, where I piss people off a lot. So you can also do that.
I know a few people that you've done that too.
Of course.
People are like, why are you friends with him? I'm like, I don't know. He treats me well. He's opinionated, but that's fine. It's okay to be opinionated. Sean, what's up in your world?
You can find me on RGT85. I made a video ranking Sonic the Hedgehog games yesterday, and I don't know. I guess people weren't really interested in that because it didn't do all that great. So if you want to watch that, I'd appreciate it, because there's a lot of games to rank. It's a really long video.
Rank all the Knights games.
I mean, there's only 2.
Great series. Great series.
There's side things though, because there's the Knights pinball table in Sonic Adventure, and then there's the Sega pinball game that has a Knights table in it, and then I'm pretty sure Knights is in Sonic Transformed Racing as well. So I could do that. Go to hell, by the way. As far as what's coming up this week, I don't really know. I'm trying to get a review code for this game that looks kind of like Breath of the Wild with a dash of God of War that's coming out on the Switch. I asked for it on. Yeah, I asked for it on terminals, but I don't recall the name of it. Let me look.
Was that the one called Breath of War?
No, it's
really?
something for the.
There's a game on terminals that looks like that.
It's something for the Switch. Yeah. Still been approved. Yeah.
Winds of Change.
Maybe.
Is like a lion on the cover?
No, I don't think so. Hold on. Maybe it was Keymailer. No, I'm pretty sure it was terminals. Let me say. Hold on.
Well, while you're looking for that, for anyone who is new to my channel here on Hey Jay, every Saturday there's a news show called Hey Jay News, which is kind of like a late night comedy style where I try to be funny, but also bring you up to speed on the gaming news. I am not as frequent of a poster as OJ and Sean, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. So I put out 2 to 3 videos every week. There's always an indie stream on Mondays, Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast every Sunday, the Hey Jay News every Saturday, and then we usually do a Castlevania stream on Wednesday, which is what I'm currently going through the whole franchise, along with the Castlevania Diary vlogs. And I'll vlog about random other stuff that I come across, and I do a random series like the N64 Top 64 games, the Wii 100. I've got a Switch Lite impression video, but it's going up on Nintendo Enthusiast versus my channel, since it was Nintendo Enthusiast that sent me there, and I can't talk about it tonight, unfortunately. Embargo lifts tomorrow. So look out for my thoughts on that.
Just say it sucks. I don't know. I don't know my login. Oh, a Decay of Logos.
Okay, that's what it is. Decay of Logos. Okay, yeah. The game looks kind of cool. I think there might be a better browser called Pine coming out too. I don't know if you heard about Pine.
Pine. That was the game. Yes, I was looking forward to that game.
Yeah,
and everyone made fun of me. I don't know. Yo, it was stupid fucking Jason. He was like, "Oh, it just looks like a shitty Breath of the Wild." And I was like, "That's why it's cool."
Everyone made fun of me. Wait a minute, it was you.
I remember now. I remember.
This guy, Decay Logos, it looks pretty legit, honestly. I think it's on Keymailer, which I don't have the login on this computer, so I need to actually look at that because I might actually have the code for it because I don't get emails.
You know what I got to do a collab with maybe both of you. Just like top 5 or worst 5 games for every console without like listing the obvious, because I feel that Sean's tastes are always terrible, and I would just love to see that diversity of different tastes of games. It'd be tricky though. We'd have to filter out all the like really good, the obvious choices somehow.
When the hell is Pine coming out?
They said at first I think they said August, but I think now it's just September.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. There's nothing release date wise.
It
still actually says August on Nintendo's.
Okay, it still says
stealth drop it this week, baby.
Stealth drop, baby. Let's go.
I'm down.
Damn,
Are you gonna wrap this show up, Jason?
I do, but I'm getting a donation here through Super Chat. But with the new layout, I can't read it, and YouTube is not letting me see what it is either.
It's not. It doesn't say. Abaddon just donated $5. It doesn't say anything though. It's just a $5.
Well, there's a few. There's like 3 that came in. I know Tim donated, I think, through Streamlabs.
Okay.
There was a message, but I can't read it.
Jason is very unappreciative of your donation.
So I'm really appreciative of the donation, but unfortunately I can't read it because
just have your Streamlabs up. Why isn't your Streamlabs up?
It is up.
Yeah,
it is up, but it's not.
How can you
showing
not
where it
see
is?
it?
Maybe I'm not set up properly.
You're probably not.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nope.
Wait a minute.
So Twirlbound is the company making it.
Twirlbound?
No, this ain't it.
They're making the Pine.
They're making Pine. I want to play Pine.
Pine was at freaking Gamescom. Why did nobody talk about it?
No, Pine was at an Indie Direct.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying it was at Gamescom. It's playable.
That's because it's Europe. I mean, because it's probably Europe, man. Nobody was there.
Europe, man.
It's an indie game too, so you know how people feel about indie games.
I'm gonna follow these chaps.
You know, I used to make a whole series and show on indie games, as the sign points out, and I've finally given up. You know how many indie games I talked about in 2019 alone? Over 750. Do you know how many of them are good? 15 max.
Oh wow!
By the way, Ori and the Blind Forest, that's coming out next month on the Switch. You guys all have to play it, buy it, complete it. It's a fantastic game.
Sounds like EA's type of game ratio in terms of good games to not. So it doesn't matter if it's AAA or not, bro.
What about Pine? You haven't talked about Pine yet, Jason.
Already told you it sucks.
Pine doesn't look.
You remember?
It doesn't look hot. Like why is Breath of the Wild good?
Open world action adventure game set in a simulated world in which humans never reach the top of the food chain. That doesn't sound cool to you?
You have a weird
Pine is coming in
attachment to
October.
roaming the wild and doing nothing but like you like that monkey game that's just about being a monkey and running around and scratching your ass.
Yeah.
You do that in your living room. Why do you need to do that in your video games?
So Pine will be getting an October release date, confirmed from their Steam page.
But really, OJ, the problem with indie games, especially on the Switch, I thought it was bad on the Wii U. It got a lot worse on the Switch because everybody who was a mobile developer, basically, they just ported their game to the Switch, and now they're getting all this marketing because they're not competing with as many games as if you put it out on Steam or on the mobile store. You've got 20 games coming out a week, 20 to 30 on the Switch versus on Steam, it's like 40 to 50. But it's getting saturated. I mean, when I give up, it means it's gotten saturated.
Yeah, I don't really care about bad games. Like when people complain about bad games, then don't buy the game. Like Steam, just don't. Like if you go on Steam, bunch of bad games, don't buy the bad games.
So many bad games.
We have the internet. Like sometimes these kids today, Jason, I know you lived back then in the day. Back then we didn't have all this resources for us in order to find out what good games are not. Why are people bitching
We had
about
rental stores.
we had rentals.
But your weekend was messed if you picked the wrong game. I picked Dick Tracy once. Oh my God. Worst weekend ever.
We've got the internet. We've got Sean Long. We've got Cast Guy. We've got reviews. We've got all sorts of tools. We got Metacritic. We got pocket phones that can instantly look up. I instantly looked up when I was at Best Buy which version of Dragon Age Inquisition to buy because which one performed better. That's the power that we hold, and that was 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the power that we hold. What are people complaining about today when it comes to saturation and stuff? I'm not a big fan of that because you have all the tools necessary to make informed decisions, and people still out here buying the wrong games.
You think people are actually buying the wrong games though?
Yes. I think people are. Yes.
I don't think I've met anybody. I've met people. I have been one of the some people that regret the purchase.
There's weirdos buying the wrong games all the time or complaining about stuff that they bought. This happens.
Well, that's on them.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely on them. Yeah, there's so many resources. It's a gamble, but a lot of the times it's like $2 to $5 gambles. It's not so bad. Or like this guy, he recommended Knights to me. I went out and I bought it and I regretted it. So
fuck off.
There's stories
Knights is good. Knights is good.
It's not good. It hasn't aged well. Keep in mind, I got into this game like last year with all this hype surrounding it. I was like, all right, let's see what this game's about. I started playing it. I'm just floating around in space with some kind of drug-induced seizure going on. I'm just, what's going on? Why are there kids? Why am I floating in space with all these colors? What's happening?
If you played it back in the day,
that's what they tell me. Shout out to Matthew Hammond for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Saying awesome.
What crappy guys. Games have good sales compared to good games getting
I think there's more good games getting bad sales than bad games getting good sales.
Of course there is, because there's a lot of games out there. And if you make a niche game, not going to sell big.
For sure.
A lot of games don't sell big. People have this weird thought process of what is a game is supposed to sell. If it doesn't sell like freaking Grand Theft Auto, it's trash, it sucks, it didn't sell well enough. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's all about the development costs. You can have 100,000 copies, which can turn a crazy profit depending on how much money you put into it. But yeah, I've held you a lot longer than I needed, or than I told you I would, OJ. So sorry about that.
It's fine.
But thanks again for joining us tonight. It's always a good time having you with us.
I'd love to be back on anytime.
You'll get another invite for sure. And thanks for everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. I'll see you next week. Until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say,
keep it crassy,
or as OJ would say,
keep it anime.
There you go. Good night.